My entire life, I've been treated quite bad. I feel really alone, and I felt like I was gonna search for people with the same issue as me, and that is being really unattractive. And I've been having lots of issues with that, because every video I come across is with a really attractive or normal person, and they have no idea how it really is. So first of all, if you think that I look pretty good right now, it's because I'm doing my absolute best to show you that I look good. Tell you, I may look quite bad, but there are people that have it hundreds times worse. So I'm not comparing myself to the worst of the worst. I'm just here to tell my story. Let me start off by telling you the story of how I started getting called ugly. So I had a very big trouble having friends as younger. Everyone always avoided me, found ways to get rid of me, and I sorta didn't care back then. And I'm sorry if this takes time. It's hard to talk to me about. This isn't scripted or anything. This is actually real. I was around 13 when I got my first serious friends, and they were like 16 to 18 beautiful alpha males, and like they were the first ones to start calling me ugly. And things went on, and I ended up in school. I remember first time I started, I was never like caring about girls. Girls were like meh, because I remember being young, they chased around the other guys at the schoolyard, and they were like pretending like the girls were trying to kiss the boys, and the guys were like ew. And I remember how they all chased each other, and no one chased me, so I was just standing there. I guess there's something wrong with me. I was like the only one at that time that was like, oh, I sorta wish a girl would chase me, but that didn't happen. So yeah, I should just cut to the chase. When I was 15, I started liking girls, like being interested in girls, and God, this is so difficult. This is so difficult making. When I was 15, I realized that I wanted to have love in my life. I was 15 years when I realized I wanted that. And like the amount of people that rejected me is astonishing. It's unexplainable. I remember I was 15, I went to school, I was socially inactive, I was a bit overweight. That's where all this comes from, because I was a little bit on the overweight side. So I was a bit heavier, not much heavier, but I was heavier. And I think the total sum from when I was 15 to 17 was well over 400 or 500 girls that I wrote with, that I tried to get into a relationship with. And I wrote with girls that were overweight, that didn't look so good. Some of them had a big nose like me, some had big lips, some had shorter hair. I even wrote with about, I think it was like three girls that were handicapped. No, this time I was between 15 to 17 years, so I was quite young. And every single one called me ugly. Every single one. And some of them were straight up honest with it and said that you're not my type or you're ugly. That's like, if someone says you're not my type, that's the nicest way someone can say that you're ugly. So always heard, you're not my type. So that's something I heard a lot. And after 2 years, I gave up. I simply gave up totally. And when I gave up, I started to care more about writing with people who had it difficult, who were sad. That's when I first met the first girl in my life that wanted to be with me. And I spent 7 years with that girl, and I regret it very much. Because that was a girl that treated me so badly and was just using me. She called me ugly. She forced me to walk 5 to 10 meters behind her. She'd never hold my hand. She never kissed me. She never did anything to show appreciation of me. She just simply used me. She was cheating on me. She was flirting with other guys online. I always did everything I could. When I gave her 20 minutes massages on her back every day, I gave it my all. I tried to be a good boyfriend. I bought her presents when I had money. I spent my time with her. I altered my personality for her so she wouldn't feel that it was weird. I tried my best to be the perfect I could, and she always told me, you're not enough, or like, you're not good enough, or things like that. She always told me that. And this is how it was for about 3 years. Then I moved, and she didn't move with me. She was like, it's not worth it. If you move, it's over. So I moved, it was over. And then she started calling me and being like, you should take me back because you are unlovable. I remember those words so clearly. You are unlovable. That's the worst thing I ever felt. And I was like, screw this. That's the first time I started writing again with new girls. It had been 3 years, or almost 4. I had lost weight. I had started exercising more. I was a bit stronger. Things were a little bit easier, like living. I managed to find a girl. We were just friends. It was chill. She was actually a terrible human being. She was like, she only cared about money, how people look. She wanted to have a guy that took care of her and all that. So I didn't really feel anything for her. We were just friends. And she then one time visited me. She spent her night with me. And that's the first time I felt accepted I felt like I had hope in my life. I really felt like there's someone for everyone. I really felt like there are people that will look past your appearance, and that's sort of right. There are people out there who will look past how you look and be with you even if you're unattractive. And it doesn't even matter to what degree of unattractive you are, because there will be girls that will not really care. The problem is finding them. This girl and I was friends a few weeks, and then we sort of broke contact and stuff. She was one of those people that were like, I get bored of people easily, so it was like, So we didn't really stay friends. After that time, I sort of got really annoyed of being alone, and my ex wanted to come and visit me, the girl I was with for all those years that treated me so bad. And I was so weak, so I said okay. And I spent another it was about 3 years. And those years sort of improved quite a lot. They were a lot better than the first 3 years, so it wasn't that bad. But it didn't work out because I was so unhappy. I couldn't forget all the things in the past. And like we had nothing in common except just being angry on each other. So we broke up. And that was about 5 months ago now. And I moved past everything quite easily. So 1 month ago, after we broke up, I started to try and date again. And the bombardment of "you are ugly" or "not my type" was so unreal. I can tell you a few things that I've been through. I've met people that are girls that are extremely overweight and don't look well as well, and they tell me, "You're not my type, you're way too ugly," or they make up an excuse like, "Oh, you didn't text me the same day, I can't have you as a contact," and they do anything to get rid of you. And then there was this time when I had a date with a girl, and I had spent lots of money on making a perfect day together. Like I had set up everything perfectly, and I went on the subway over an hour, and I stood on the train station, and I looked for her for 2 hours before I was like, okay, she gave up. And then I went home, and then she wrote that when she saw me, I was so ugly, she didn't have the encouragement to talk to me. And now I made an algorithm for a site that's like Tinder, so that I click a button and it likes 600 people every day, which is the limit. And I've done that for over 10 days, so I know easily it's over 6,000 people that I have liked on that site. No one, not a single one has responded. Not a single one, even though I put on the best photos I can find. Not a single soul wants to reply or write or give a person like me a chance. So where am I standing in this all right now? Extremely depressed, extremely sad, feeling like giving up. I have sorta given up a lot on many things, and all these events through the years have made that I haven't been able to live a normal life, because my friends were commenting on me not looking good, my family's been commenting on it, everyone's always pointing it out, and I get so frustrated, sad when people look away. They are like, "No, we don't want a guy like you as our friend." Like, there's so many of us, unexplainable amount. I've written and talked with so many guys in the same situation as me. I just say that's my conclusion, because this is something I've been suffering with. 11 years I've been suffering with this. I've never in my entire life gotten a single compliment that's been real. Personality is one thing. When it comes to love, at least for me in the place I live, only matters how you look. If by any chance you guys will like this, whoever watches it, if even anyone watches it, I don't know. Hope it goes better for you. I hope you can sorta relate to me